What you are about to see is a discussion video based on the information and knowledge of the current reaction done by ArchitectCobra. Theories and ideas said in this video may be 100% wrong and may be guesses. For those of you who are lore Lances and wish to ruin the show for ArchitectCobra for giving him information that you would only get from future episodes that he has not gotten to yet, then I suggest you turn this video off now. This is not the video for you. Welcome back to episode 4? Is this episode 4? Actually, I totally had a brain fart there at the very start of that. Let me make sure this is episode 4 or 3 or something. Quick. 4. Okay, episode 4. Welcome to episode 4. Joining me today, we have Justin, Richard, and Relulululululu. So, welcome guys.
Hello.
Hello.
So, we're going to be talking about 6 episodes. Sorry, Richard, for cutting you off there. Yeah, so 6 episodes, because we didn't do a discussion for Wednesday's episode, which had 158 through 160, and then today's episode, Friday's episode, is 161 through 163. So we're going to talk all 6 of them. Take a drink there. Let's begin. Okay, so, starting all the way back at episode 158, it was cool to see the game, the hidden game. It was like Assassin's Creed, like the way like it was worked out. If you've never played Assassin's Creed, the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed had the sort of same effect where, like, you know, you picked a character and then the game would put your character in the as like the crowd, and then like the crowd would move around and do certain things, and you can blend in and like attack your target and all stuff like that. Basically, exactly what we saw in Fairy Tail, except for Fairy Tail, all the crowd was standing still, and it was all like, you know, just at a standstill pretty much. It was a very, very cool game. I highly enjoyed it. And then afterwards we got the 1v1 battles. That was Rufus won the hidden game, which I think that was his magic is weird. Like, he talks about memory all the time.
Yeah, his magic's memory make magic, which
yeah.
I haven't really explained what that is, so
yeah.
I can't.
So I don't know. Like, if it is like maker magic, but like memory, then like he would basically have what that one guy had, in the Grimoire Heart, the one like drama guy. Shoot, what I'm trying to remember what magic he had. The drama guy who was like who made things from his mind. Shoot, I can't remember.
His magic was called imagination.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I guess it wasn't memory; it was imagination. Yeah, but yeah,
It's similar.
Yeah, so I would assume his Rufus's magic is sort of like that, but like memory. He has to like remember. He has to remember everything. Oops. So yeah, he won the hidden game, and then throughout the whole thing, Null Pudding focused on Gray, like hardcore focused on Gray, which brings into question what their main goal is here is to. Because right now they're winning. They are winning the games at 163. The episode 163. They are winning the games. They bypassed Sabretooth. Depending on what the outcome is in the next episode with that one Sabretooth girl versus the sword girl from Mermaid Heel. Whoever wins that. But yeah, it looks like Rivendell is in the lead right now.
Well, to be honest, let's talk about the fact that I don't even though Rivendell technically is in the lead, in my opinion, they should have 0 points, because in my opinion, they shouldn't even be in the thing anymore, because in my opinion, they're a bunch of cheaters who deserve to be botched after the first problem,
yeah.
But they made it past several times.
Yeah. Even the old guy announcer, with the chef hat or whatever,
Yajima.
Yeah, he legitly knows that Raventail cheated, but they did nothing to stop it or like hinder the Raventail team at all. They're just continuing like normal.
Because all they have at their thing is kind of like word value. Because regardless of people knowing, all they have is a bunch of people saying that they cheated. They don't actually have like there was no at the moment we don't have anything.
Yeah.
But I did want to touch on the fact that multiple times seeing that episode, the one episode I cannot stand that was in the last batch of episodes, not this recent one, is Lucy was gonna win.
Yeah.
Lucy was gonna win.
That's what my next thing we'll talk about. Yeah, the Flair versus Lucy episode. She
so
was
angry.
definitely going to win. Like, no joke. Like, she used that ability on Angel back in the Irrational Sace arc and got, like, wrecked. So, yeah, like, full on. She was, and she's stronger now. So, like, it would have been, like, 10 times more powerful, probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, actually, she stated in the episode, I don't know how, but she stated in the episode that it's still not as strong as it was back in the she used against. I don't know why she said that, because she actually technically had two of her in a sense using the spell and like saying it at the same time to like make it stronger.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that's because she also just took a huge beating and most of her powers she used to summon a bunch of keys already.
Yeah, but
so most of the match reserves was used up essentially.
Back when we first saw her power in the Irrational Sace arc with the archive guy that gave it to her, it like flooded her mind so much that she was like not herself. So I think that's what she means. Like, she was so like hardcore focused on like all her energy onto this one powerful move, but in the games, she I guess isn't as focused, kind of thing.
And now that I think about it, it might have been because he originally that was just she mastered the spell since then, obviously, but I don't think she actually learned it at that time. I think when he uses that download magic, archive magic, I think is what it's called back then. It just lets her use a spell that's available to like a wizard like her. I don't think it actually gave her the spell per se to have. I think she mastered it since then and actually acquired it. I don't know how to really. It's like she knew the method, the technique back from then. So technically she did acquire it, but at the same time she didn't. Cause she never used it since then until this is the first time she used it.
Yeah.
Since that arc. So
that
obviously she's been mastering it off screen. Apparently.
Or yeah, just in the 3 days or however long they had.
That we didn't see at the main push by the second origin thing
she was being trained by Capricorn, so.
Yeah.
Was that on screen? I missed that. Did they actually do that on screen?
On screen.
Yeah, it was when she was like in a bikini on the beach, like you know, with her hands, whatever.
Nice.
And, like the.
I go back and watch it. 'Cause you said bikini on the beach.
The wind sort of like flowing around her, like in like a tornado kind of sense, and then I think she started floating. Wait, did she float, or did everything around started floating?
Is that
everything around her kind of just went around up and went all...
Yeah. She was like meditating in a sense. She was like.
Yeah.
I did watch that episode. That's the same episode as the one with all the other stuff. I can't believe I forgot about that. Wow, makes you wonder if I even care about this.
So yeah, Capricorn was teaching her, so maybe he taught her a couple things here and there, or maybe just helped her along with trying to think back at what the Irrational Sace, how she felt in the Irrational Sace arc, to kind of use that ability again. Because it wouldn't make sense that ability would just be totally gone from her memory, right? Like, it's not like a memory wipe. So yeah.
And by the way, speaking of that same episode with how she she should have won. By the way, I'll keep emphasizing that until I feel satisfied with myself. But I really liked how Natsu was very supportive there at the end.
Yep.
Like 0 points sounds good to me. Perfect for a comeback. That's like the most legit thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked. Okay, so basically, Flair was hardcore playing dirty there. With her hair through the ground and about to like assassinate the little girl with her hair tail.
It was like Asuka. Asuka is her name or something. Asuka.
The little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asuka.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it's the little girl with the cowgirl hat.
Yeah.
Thing.
So it was cool that Natsu heard her say, say the girl's name and goes like, look at, or like whatever, however much she got out. Natsu heard it and then ran to go save her. So that was really cool. I'm surprised Windy or like Gajiel didn't hear it because there's the same kind of Dragon Slayer kind of people. Well, maybe but yeah.
You know what's the protagonist who needs to be badass.
Yeah.
Well, no, but you know what just dawned on me when you mentioned that? I just remembered something. That's not the first time they've had some like without actually saying anything in a sense. Well, she said something. But
she yelled it.
She didn't yell it. She didn't really yell it.
She yelled it. She hardcore yelled it. Yeah. She's like, look out, kind of thing. But like,
oh yeah.
But she got cut off.
Look out, but
she got cut off.
But yeah, but he basically was able to hear the muffling of Flair's hair in a sense. But what I noticed is that's not the first time they've heard each other without actually fully being able to get their words out. If you remember, it's a different kind of thing, but still, back in the Phantom Lord arc, when Lucy was in the tower, she heard him somehow. Remember when he jumped up to save her?
Yeah, when she jumped off the window.
She heard. She's like, I hear him. I know he's here. It's like, okay.
They're like,
so they have some like telepathic link right now.
20, 30 stories up on this huge like skyscraper structure, and she's like, I hear him. It's like, what? That is true. That is true. Yeah. That was
like it happens more with them than anyone else. So it makes me wonder, even though I don't even know. It's so weird. It makes you think they have some mysterious telepathic connection to each other at this point.
Also, you would probably think that that one mind guy who does telepathic stuff in the guild, you would think like he can have like some kind of link. Yeah, but I guess that would be against the rules or something.
Plot hole. They don't show him, but he's actually doing it. Not confirmed.
But yeah, so that attack was very, very cool. That like ultimate like star, crap. What was it called? Crap. It was so it was not Star at Heaven because that's the, or maybe it's Star at Heaven.
Are you talking about her move? Or are you talking about like what? Like the move she used on Flare?
Yeah. Her ultimate move.
It's like what's that full name? It's such a long. It depends on the
It's like metronome or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was.
I can't remember. I'll grab it for next time. Or
yeah.
For you to have for later on.
Something metronome.
It'd be pretty cool if the spell name was Knight of Starry Skies.
Urano metronome. Urano.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Richard just said that in chat.
Since I am the research nerd and I research stuff even during discussions, I am going to do that right now.
Yeah, so while you're looking that up, we had some more 1v1 fights after the Flare and Lucy fight. Oh yeah, so Flare won that basically because Lucy Lucy got cheated again with that one guy with the monkey. I guess it's him. he like the guy like nodded at Flare, so and then Flare like, whatever saw that. So.
Just jump in.
Yeah.
Before we get too far past it, it's Uranometria.
Okay.
Uranometria. It's the first word that's hard to pronounce, but I know second word's Metria. But
I thought I heard metronome or metronome, something like that. But yeah,
they might.
Okay. Yeah.
For all I know, could be the way they pronounce it in sub, and they might pronounce it metronome in dub. I don't know, but I know that this is the actual name of the spell. There you go. It's in the discussion chat now. There you go, guys. Have fun. I don't know.
We can just have fun trying to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I could put chat up on the window. I don't have it on the video, but I could probably put it up there. I should actually put it up there while since Richard doesn't has like stuff in the background going on.
Yeah, let's continue because my background's going off, so I have to mute my mic for a minute.
Okay. Alright, let me do this real quick, and then we will continue. Let me just do this. Blargy, 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 blarg. Do. Just want to make sure I get this in the video, so that way people can see what we're talking about. Talking about.
So I could see what we're talking about on the discussion chat. Probably be an idea as well. Oh.
Okay, I'm back for a sense, but I do want to point out that I didn't even notice, but Richard, you stole my spotlight, man. You typed it first. What is that? I just realized that. Like, that's messed up, man. That's what I was going. Wow, that's mean, man. I'm so sad now.
There we go. So now you can see
what
Richard
Richard
is.
struck
I'll
now.
put the room at.
Actually, I'll just put it there. That's fine. Okay, cool. So chat's up there now. I'll figure out a different solution for it in the future. That's pretty rough put it there, but yeah. So we have it there now. So now you can see what he's talking about. Okay, so yeah. Back to 1v1 fight. So the next one after Flare and Lucy was Blue Pegasus versus Mermaid Heel.
Wait, what? Wait, I'm trying to remember.
It was the it was the pretty boy.
Rin, I think it was. Was it Rin? Yeah, I think it's Rin.
Versus the Spider Girl.
Oh no, it was Eve. It was Eve versus, because I remember when Jenny was saying in the commentary that Eve was in fact.
Eve is the young one. This was the older black-haired.
Rin's the
I'll shut up. Stop. I'm an idiot. Stop. I won't even say anything. I'm a scrub.
He's the one that's supposedly getting married to.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
He's kind of like that bad boy kind of nature. He's like stop following me around, but I can't stop loving you, kind of stuff. Like that's what he was like saying
in a way, he's kind of like a Sundari guy.
Rare breed indeed.
But yeah, the Mermaid heel girl. I don't remember her name.
I don't know her name either. It's okay.
It's her magic was weird. It's like, you know, it's like she was like Spider Girl. Her like shooting webs, you know, kind of trying to catch the Blue Pegasus guy. But he ultimately won. Pretty quick too. Just like you know, quick like maybe like 2-minute fight or 5-minute fight, something like that. It wasn't that big. And then after that, we got Quattro Cerberus, which is now known as Quattro Puppy. Now that we know that.
Elf and the G got it in.
So I wonder if they're gonna go through with that. Are they gonna are legitimately call themselves Quattro Puppies, or they're gonna just like be known as to everybody else? Like, is the announcers gonna refer to them as Quattro Puppies, or or the games or whatever? Yeah, it'll be interesting just to find out. But yeah, so we have Quattro Cerberus versus Sabretooth, which was this like big beefy guy with like tattoos and stuff. He had like black lightning.
That was Olga.
And then the Sabretooth, Quattro Cerberus dude, like big crying magic. So weird.
I think that was Wild Cry.
Yeah.
Warcry.
Warcry. Yeah. So his his magic was really weird. But it's in a way it kind of sucks that we didn't get to see what his magic does. All we know that he cries and he can like manifest some kind of shape with it. That's all we know. So it'll be interesting. I don't know.
The job he displayed this episode is to display it a little bit to show how his magic works, and a sense by how it surfaces, and then get one-shotted by black lightning.
Yeah,
that
one hit KO, just like instant KO, just.
And then have Olga sing a song.
Yeah,
because about how everyone else is scrubs and
he was not entertaining.
Sting just wants to be entertaining.
Yeah. I love that.
Sing a song or something.
I love how Sting was like, well, that wasn't entertaining at all. It was like, oh, fine, and goes back in the rain and starts singing. Which reminded me a lot of Gajiel, like the way Gajiel sings.
And I love how everyone reacted the same way they do to Gajiel singing, in a sense. Like everyone just covers their ears in basic pain.
Sorry, but Gajiel is the best singer that I've ever heard.
True. He could sing. He could sing circles around every singer in real life, I'm sure.
If anything, I want to hear Ichiya sing.
Yes.
Please no.
That would be amazing.
So yeah, after that we had the epic duel versus Jalal and Jura. Oh my god, that was really epic. It was epic. It was epic, to be fair. Really epic. The ending was very anticlimactic though, and I was hoping for a lot more.
Well, but, I mean, we can't really be mad per se because it is Jalal's fault for almost blowing his cover. So they only took the measures to avoid him blowing his cover, but at the same time they also botched the match for him. Yeah. So I mean, they saved him and screwed him at the same time. And so that was like
it was interesting that he said he knew that he couldn't defeat somebody using someone else's magic, like Mystigan's staff magic.
I mean, think about it. He's used to his own magic. I mean, obviously to copy someone else's magic, you'd have to learn it.
But he didn't really. I don't know. He only tried Mystigan's I think ultimate move or something.
Because he only went up to 5 layers. I've seen Mystigan do 7 layers before. He only did 5 layers, was the biggest number I think he did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's 7 right here. It's with that with Loxus or I think Loxus. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So seeing Mystigan's staff magic again was awesome, and how Jalal used it and everything. And it was actually pretty cool to see that he actually mastered some of Mystigan's techniques. Of course, not all of them, because it wasn't 7 layer; it was 5 layer, like you said.
Let's be. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Let's be honest. I feel like Jalal, if he wouldn't have been interrupted by the other 2, I feel like that magic sense. Obviously, Jira had no idea what was going on with that magic. He didn't even know what it was going to be. I think Jalal was going to win that one.
We don't even know what it was going to be. It was just some kind of looked like world-ending apocalypse move.
No, he used that. Did he? Wait, did he not use that back in the day? I thought, or was that a new spell? I don't remember. I thought he used that against
This is darkening the sky and this huge.
Oh yeah, it's heavenly body. He called it heavenly body magic, but apparently he didn't. Apparently,
it's probably something he learned during the 7-year gap.
Probably.
Everyone was training during the 7-year gap. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, hell, even Ichigo became a stronger wizard. He became more useless and stronger at the same time.
But yeah, so it was very funny to see how they defeated Jalal, the girls. How, they did the link magic and then started tickling him and everything, and apparently kissing. I don't know.
I'm getting images in my head. I'm trying to imagine what was going down, and it's not going well.
All I can think of is the show trying to have fan service at the small hint that she was kissing her undergarments or whatever to make her relieve herself or whatever, and that's why Jalal kind of lost instantly. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
So symbolic metaphoric fan service right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a new one. You don't see that often.
Because it went dark, and then you saw her kissing noises, and it cut back to her on the ground shaking, and then you saw Jalal on the ground shaking the same way. So
Jalal was dead, actually. His eyes went pure white like he was dead. I swear, I saw his eyes go pure white. It's like, dang, dude.
Yeah,
that was harsh chili pepper.
That was, and the peppers too. That was very, very funny, though.
The whole fight bullshit. I believed in him. He failed.
I quickly realized just how powerful Melody could be. I mean, she could just link herself to something like
anybody,
Echnologia.
Literally just without even knowing where they are. Just link it to them, yeah. Or not having to be in a certain range in order to use it. She just she did it in the Tenor Island arc when she linked it with Gray. Gray wasn't even near her and she did it. So yeah, her magic is very, very powerful.
It's OP.
Yeah. So yeah, and then a little bit after that, we saw who I thought to be the king, who was not the king that we know now, but a guy in armor, talking about harvest and bearing fruit, which I don't know, there's a lot to be there.
He's clearly a farmer.
It's clearly a farmer. But yeah, so I noted that down in the episode 160 because it was interesting to talk about, and then. In this batch of episodes on Friday, 161 through 163, we learned that he is not the king. He is a higher guard, or what was he, corporal or
colonel?
Colonel. There we go, colonel. So now he's colonel of the. I assume the military. He's a highest official, sort of like a general kind of in a sense. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they're talking about because they want Lucy for something.
And if you tie that in with the whole thing Carla saw, it makes you get really bad feelings really quickly.
It does, yeah. I was thinking about that too, the her thing, and Carla even said she saw a white knight in a magic circle, right? She said something along those lines.
Yeah, and his armor was a silver. I don't know, it was like a knight's color armor thing.
So all of this going together, probably if you tie it, if you put them all into a big list, all the things we know about so far, you could probably think about some interesting theories. I personally don't have any ideas right now because it's like he's talking about harvest, bearing fruit. He wants Lucy, and there's a big door looking like machine looking thing.
And
maybe it's behind it, or you know what's behind the door kind of thing.
Well, I mean,
door.
I mean, obviously, what's behind the door doesn't matter because obviously, if we combine all theories, including Carla's little vision, obviously somehow shit hits the fan or something. Obviously,
because the castle started breaking apart, and then Lucy was crying. Yeah.
Only Clara thought singing. I don't know how she gets singing out of that.
Yeah,
I still don't know.
I clearly saw tears. Yeah, it was very clear.
It's a new way to sing these days. You sing from your heart, so you start crying.
Yeah. Another thing that they mentioned was the name. They need a celestial wizard for an eclipse for the eclipse project. That was what he said. He referred to it as that. So. Of course, that doesn't tell us anything at all. Well, I mean,
obviously,
eclipse has relations to the moon, which is, if you like loosely tie it to celestial wizard, celestial meaning space, moon is in space, so they need a celestial wizard to do something with the eclipse project. So I mean, loosely tie it into that. But I mean, that doesn't tell you anything about the project at all. They just need the celestial wizard for it. So yeah, we still know nothing.
I mean,
about it.
Obviously, because they know you're watching Cobra, they're gonna summon a werewolf Ichia, and it's gonna ravage the entire city, causing the tower to fall. Lucy's gonna cry because she knows she's next, and that's how the show's gonna end.
I absolutely love the failed kidnapping. That happened. That was very funny.
Like a stalker, like Chuck Chaser right there, like appearing right behind him. It's like, who hired you?
But I love how like Lucy was the true target, but the guys didn't know who the target was. So they grabbed all the girls that was in the infirmary and just like took off with them.
Including
Yeah.
Including.
So I don't think she has magic. I don't know. She is from Edlis, which means she wasn't born with magic. But you would think she's been here for a while. She might have magic or something, but she didn't put up a fight. Maybe they got the drop on her or something. I don't know. But it's interesting that they captured her and like without well we don't know, but without a problem. It could have been a problem. We don't know. But yeah, it was interesting. And then, the kingdom is behind it, but they left blamed on Raventail. So everyone's blaming Raventail, which, to be fair...
I mean, personally, I don't care. I mean, if they got kicked out of the games for that, I would be A-okay with that. Let's be honest here.
But the kingdom is behind something very evil. Probably. We don't actually know if it's evil or not. It could... Well, like, with Carla's vision, it was probably evil. But yeah, so we have that to look forward to. But yeah, so back up to 161. The start of 161, we had Juvia's imagination fake story. That was the funniest thing ever.
I love how your reaction was, Cobra. It was like you had a feeling you say, but your reactions didn't exactly inspire. I think this obviously isn't happening. This is happening, but I don't know why. It's what I got from your reaction.
Well, I full on believed it when it started. I'm like, oh, like yeah, they're like they both got cheated over and like they're just drowning their sorrows kind of stuff, like they're talking with each other. And then Lucy started like blushing and like holding his hand. I'm like, this is starting to turn a little weird. And then like, and then it like confirmed it 100%. Like right when she attacked or tackled Gray. Gray was all like, "I'm saving my love for Julia" or whatever he said.
Like, what? I wonder how many. Because I've seen. I know there's very few, but there is some Gray Lucy shippers. I want to know back in the day how many shippers of that got on board and got heartbroken the minute they found out it was Juvia's hallucination.
But that was a very very funny story, and it threw me off so hard. It looked legit, and then like at the very end turned like a 180 degree, just like fake story.
They could have actually even made that. Nope. They could have made that hinted romance still real and more legit if they wouldn't have made her just instantly jump into his arms like some crazy person, and then have him say, I know you love me, but I have feelings for Juvia. It's like, obviously this is Juvia's mind at work here.
Oh my god.
She's the only one that would have Gray say she loves her.
Yeah. So after that we had the really funny moment where we saw the king And there was a funny misunderstanding with what the king wanted for the battle. He said L, like you would think Elfman, but no, he meant Urza, which is far from the word L.
Well, actually, if you I found this out recently. I didn't even know this myself, but I did a little research on that because actually that intrigued me a bit. Why they would even think. I don't know why, but I've seen it so many places that the L and the R, like between Japan and America, they use they leave out R's in most names in terms of Japan. Like for instance, going back to for instance, Sword Art Online, they didn't call they pronounced Kirito's name differently than they did here. They emphasized the R more in America.
Yeah, that's bound to happen just from like...
On a thing I saw, it was spelled Elza somewhere else for Urza's name. It was spelled Elza. So, it kind of like... I don't know. It's so weird, to be honest.
I can see that happening. But yeah, but it was still a funny moment where...
Yeah, it was still funny.
They announced it. They announced it. The king was like, "What?" kind of thing or whatever.
Great.
That was great. And then Kana loses a drinking game. My God.
Yeah. Oh man, that's the hell froze over at that point.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was a sign of Mira's future new Satan soul. Obviously, I mean, hell froze over for a reason.
Yeah. So we met a new S-class wizard from Blue Pegasus. I can't remember his name. But yeah, he's mastered the drunken art or whatever, drunken magic.
Drop, palm, strike.
Right, he uses his hands, not his entire body. He just uses his hands, kind of thing. Like it looks like very fluid motions and like using your opponent's attack against them, kind of stuff. In a way, maybe.
Is it sad that I get really like really bad images when I think that his thing is he focuses all his magic and everything he does, all his fighting comes from his hands, and then he wanted 2 girls to accompany him later that night. It makes me have really messed up images, and I don't want them.
Yeah,
I'm kind of happy that Elfman just sat there and took all the pummeling.
That was a very good strategy. That was a very, very good strategy. I'm proud of him for that.
Every time you hit me, you're gonna get hurt too.
Exactly.
So beat me all you want.
So yeah, we saw the second game, the second day game, whatever, competition, the chariot races, or it's called just chariot, and Natsu, Gajil, and Sting, we found out that they, indeed have motion sickness. All Dragon Slayers do.
Loxus too, because Loxus, even though I love how even the artificial ones. Wait, does that mean? I wonder. And this is because I honestly don't remember, so I have to ask. If we're saying all Dragon Slayers, we still have to find out about one more. Do they count? Does your favorite fanboy count Cobra? Does Cobra count Cobra?
Yeah, well, if Loxus is having said he had motion sickness kind of stuff,
true.
Then
I guess
Cobra would have it, and even Rogue, Rogue.
Rogue. I'm glad I'm not the one out there.
Yeah, yeah. He said he thought only him and Sting had it, and it's like all these Dragon Slayers are starting showing up in the games now. So it's confirmed that all Dragon Slayers.
We don't know about Wendy though. Have they ever confirmed that Wendy? I don't think.
Wendy, I'm gonna assume doesn't.
She's the one who cures it, isn't she? Isn't she the one who cures the motion sickness to begin with? Wouldn't it be so epic? Because she was the only one.
Wendy and Natsu have always been in the same car together. Or traveling thing, whatever. Wendy has been no problem whatsoever. Natsu was the one that's always been sick on stuff, like the boat and everything. She's been fine with the boat. So yeah, I guess Wendy is the only exception. Maybe it's because her magic kind of helps her out.
Yeah, maybe the magic she has, the enchantment magic itself. Since some of them can actually cure,
just kind of flowing through her blood constantly, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
just a constant IV of motion sickness cure or whatever.
Wow, that would be.
But yeah, it's interesting is that all Dragon Slayers have motion sickness.
Well, that obviously proves that Wendy is superior to Loxus now, because Wendy has no weakness except for having no chest. Oh, damn, I shouldn't.
Oh, wow, you just killed it right there.
But yeah, I loved how Gajil was all mad that he was starting to get sick, and Sting was like, "You finally made it. You're a real Dragon Slayer now."
Why do I have not so stupid condition?
Yeah. At first, I thought.
Poor Gajil.
I thought when that started happening, I thought it was part of the game. Like, you know how when the Labyrinth was starting up, they had like the cure for everybody, so that way it's all like an even playing field. I thought something similar was happening, where because there was 3 Dragon Slayers in the games, they all would have the same effects. So they chose Natsu, which had motion sickness, so all the Dragon Slayers in the current game had motion sickness. That's what I thought at first, but then we found out that, yeah, it's just a thing though, with all the Dragon Slayers, which is very, very funny. So yeah, we had a very, very touching moment with Natsu, and you know, we're doing it for our friends, kind of stuff, you know, and they waited for us to Skype tape like that. That was very, very cool. But the game was really short. Like I would have liked to see a lot more of it. I mean, it's just a very simple game, but it was.
I would have
still...
loved to have seen. Sorry, but I would have loved to have seen the Chariots game, the finish line at the front of the carriage instead of just off somewhere, so they had to make it past all the other carriages just to get there.
And also, I had a gripe with that game, actually. So the Blue Pegasus guy who gets drunk, his name is Bacchus?
That's Quattro Cerberus, but yeah.
Oh, Quattro, yeah, right. Yeah, not, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not Quattro Cerberus, it's Quattro Puppies. We all know this.
It's Quattro
what it is.
Quattro Puppies.
Yeah, so he blew up the track, right? Like, he legitly destroyed a huge section of the chariot cars. How did Natsu and Gajiel get to the end if there was a destroyed track?
I think with the amount of magic power that we've seen come from the games, they probably just made it all vanish and then repaired everything and then just kept it going.
True, they legitly did, like, summon a city into the middle of the arena, so...
Yeah. I had to make it over how crazy summoning a city in the middle of the arena was. I was like, what?
But yeah, so I'm sad that it was really short. I would have liked to see more of it. I don't know what more they could have done with it, to be honest, but it seemed really short to me. But it's fine. Some of the one-on-one battles were short, you know, so it goes yeah. Anyways, the Quattro Cerberus, or not, no, Blue Pegasus. This guy's a legitly Blue Pegasus guy, the dog guy. Him and the Raventail snake guy went
no, the dog guy is Lamia Scale.
Lamia Scale. There we go. Jesus Christ, I am all over the place.
Way out of it.
Yeah. You would think would be in Quattro Puppy or Quattro Cerberus, whatever, but he is in Lamia Scale. But yeah, he lost his like how his secret was that he lost his sock and he couldn't find it.
Around his neck.
Yeah.
How long's it been there?
Let's also talk about the fact
Please
that...
don't tell me the sock was there for 7 years.
He's had it since they first arrived after the second 7-year gap, right? Like when they first arrived at the guild hall, when they said that Lamia Scale was like one of the ones that kept searching for Fairy Tail after the fact. They came to like kind of say hello, and he had a sock around his neck then. So
and by the way,
so I well over 3 months.
I would just love to say the look on everyone's faces when he told that heartfelt story, except for Urza. Urza was an exception. She was crying.
I had that same reaction with Urza. I was like that poor guy. I was like that guy.
The guy picks up the sock and destroys it after pointing out where it was and helping him. Then he takes it and destroys it on top of that. And then Urza's like, "I'm going down to that ring. Let me go." Like they're holding Urza back. It's the most legit thing I've ever seen.
Because like his personality is like, you know, he's a dog. So he has like this dog kind of personality traits. And my dogs constantly lose crap, like with that, like right in front of them all the time. So like I immediately get what the guy is like going through. He's like, I lost my sock.
So Cobra, what you need to do now is you need to find, like when your dog loses something, you need to find it for him, and then you need to rip it up in front of him, like like the snake guy. And obviously, I'm joking. Don't do that.
But yeah, then after Raventail won that battle, it was a pretty decent battle, but like the dog guy never got a single hit on him. He used a mimic mimic magic or something like that.
Yeah, mimic.
Yeah,
magic.
mimic magic. Yeah, mimic magic.
He used
And even Mavis said she hadn't seen it in a while.
Yeah, sounds interesting. So he used I can't remember his name either. The sand guy, his magic, which he. Now that I think about it, he's never used his magic in the games, so I don't know how the snake guy mimicked his magic. If
I'm beginning to think, and honestly, I don't speak of knowing. I really don't understand this at all. I'm going to point that out right now. But based off the fact he's able to use it, even though the guy hasn't used it in the games, I'm going to base my fact off what if he can just use whatever magic of the person he mimics, in terms of he mimics whoever, like he's looking at someone, he mimics their magic, and then. But how would he know what magic that? That's a good point. How would he even know that?
Yeah.
Like, is it just mimic based off like the magic?
It could be just like I pick you, I choose, I get your magic kind of stuff.
I choose to go magic card.
But again, why did he choose the sand guy? Like, out of everyone in the stands, he chose the sand guy to mimic. But yeah, anyway.
Personally, you should have chose Natsu, like the over-destructive power
or
of
any of the Dragon Slayers, or like. The masters, like mimicking their powers, or
wait, I wonder if it has the same limitations as Gemini from Lucy's Celestial Spirits, how it can only mimic someone of equal or lower power.
That could be a thing. I can see that happening. So his magic sucks then. Well, I mean, it sort of sucks.
Well, he could have mimicked the lower guy on purpose because he didn't see the dog boy as a threat. Possibly, I mean, he could have just replicated Max because, like, this guy's he's not worth my time. Let's mimic the Sient.
Yeah.
Attack.
So yeah, after that battle, we got to see Elfman versus the drunk guy. That was a very, very cool fight. I just want to touch on the two things that we saw there was Elfman's determination to win, because he did not want the bet to go through, because the bet was if Elfman lost, Mira Jane and Lizana, I almost forgot her name for a second, Lizana, they would have had to spend the night, all night, I guess, with the drunk guy, and Elfman's bet was change their guild name to Quattro Puppies if they lost. So Elfman won that battle after using 2 new transformations that we've never seen before. It was like a leopard kind of tiger transformation. It was supposed to be like very quick, which he still couldn't hit him because the way the other guy's magic was. But then we saw a lizard transformation, which was like an armored skin kind of stuff. So any kind of hit that dealt to him did damage to the attacker, which I thought was very, very, very cool. That was the best thing that could have happened for Elfman, and I'm like legitly surprised that it. Well, I'm not trying to word this correctly. I'm happy. I'm so happy that he got to win. Because he needs it. just not even for the guild, but like just him in general. Like he needs a win under his belt.
His character needs more like I don't think we've seen much where he's actually able to full out win without getting the crap kicked out of him. But
he did kick the crap out of the Wiggly guy in the one arc. But he went like full beast mode on him. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do want to.
What was that?
I can't hear Rich because I end up talking over him because I can't hear him. He's very low.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It was after like a bunch of mental and physical torture. And,
yeah.
Oh man,
I go pretty beast mode after that too.
But also it's good that he's like doing it for his sisters, right? Like he doesn't want his sisters to go with this guy, so he's like full on like wanting to protect them. Be a true man.
Let's be honest. He wanted to protect them so much he didn't decide to tell him his bet until halfway through the fight. Let's be honest. He was so mad at that point. He was like, "I'm gonna show a real man doesn't tolerate such disrespect."
Yeah.
And then they go into the fight, and then he's like, "Wait, I never even told you what I wanted if I won."
But that's the exact same time that the drunk guy started getting drunk. Like he was sober through that entire thing until midway, and then he started getting drunk with it, using his like ultimate power kind of stuff. So, yeah, so that was a very, very cool fight. I'm so happy for Elfman. He got a win for him.
Well, leading into the next thing, because I think, yeah, leading into the next thing, I just noticed that this whole batch of episodes was a takeover extravaganza, because we got 3 new forms total, but 2 of them were Elfman's, and 1 of them was Mira's.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Jenny had a takeover thing as well.
Transformation. Was that really considered? It was transformation. I don't think it was. I don't. Did that actually?
It was armor. It wasn't. It didn't look like any kind of beast kind of stuff. Yeah, but it looked like armor. It was just like what Urza does.
Wore some very. You know, I don't even want to question it. Obviously, they all have the power to. Okay.
Before we get to that episode, I wanted to point real quick that one of the notes I put down was the show talked about the Pumpkin Man missing. He missed out on like one of the days, whatever. So I thought that was interesting that the show pointed it out. And because like they legitimately could have just like not put him in, and we would have been like none the wiser. But they legitimately put the effort into saying he's like sick for a day, or not sick, but he's like out for a day. I found that interesting. And then now the Elfman won Quattro Cerberus and now known as Quattro Puppies.
Yes.
Hopefully they're known as Quattro Puppies.
Now that was
coming in.
Go for it.
What I was gonna say was, me and that Pumpkin Man are gonna have words because he missed out on episode 163, hence the best battle in the Grand Magic Games. Jenny versus Mary Jane.
The fan service episode.
Yes,
ultimate fan episode. So before we get to that, it was cool that we saw Elfman resting in the infirmary, and Wendy stepping in to take over his place as like the oh crap, I can't remember the term they used. That was so bad.
Did they use it as
it's just like a sports term kind of thing, like a substitute kind of.
Well, I mean, technically she was the original beforehand, but then he tagged in.
Yeah, but but she became the. I can't even think of the term anymore. Whatever. Anyways, Wendy stepped in his place, so Elfman's resting right now.
I mean, don't you feel bad for Wendy when you know she just got better? She's finally back on the team technically, and the first thing she participates in is jumping into the arena with everyone else in very interesting different outfits.
Yeah, I find it weird that like all this time we've been doing battles, like
Mary didn't want to
magic, all this stuff, and then like a beauty contest, that kind of stuff, versus Mira, Jane, and Jenny.
I mean, Cobra, let's be fair. Mary doesn't like to fight. She fights when she has to. Let's be honest. Obviously, if she went full house at the beginning and for that whole fight, there wouldn't. I fully believe if she went all out, there wouldn't be a stadium left. Personally, I believe Jenny wouldn't be alive. Personally,
yes. Yeah,
I believe there wouldn't be a need for a beauty contest. So obviously, they did it for fan service needs for all the fans who don't want it. But I personally was okay with it, and obviously because Mary's personality, they worked it into as a story. Unfortunate, stupid plot convenience, but I will take it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, so it was like the ultimate fan service, and it's like they started doing the beauty, like changing clothes and everything. Which I don't think about it. Did they change their clothes in the middle of the arena to do all that?
There's like some magic or something. And Mavis providing the comedy by encouraging the fan service.
I like
using
that,
Mavis against us like that. That was mean.
I found that interesting.
Yeah.
She was very enthusiastic about joining in. Even though the only people who can see Mavis is Fairy Tail, but she still jumped in the arena and started participating, whatever.
And it makes you wonder if no one can see her and she's not actually if she's obviously a ghost, not a physical manifestation. Where was she holding all the swimsuits?
Yeah. That's another thing I was thinking about. I was like,
she's the first master.
She's just like put her hands up and like all this like.
Yeah, Makarov does say don't question anything about the first master.
Yeah. That was.
I guess we'll just have to go with it and say first master. Obviously, anything's possible. If she wants to make everyone turn into guinea pigs, she could probably do it.
I wouldn't be too surprised.
But yeah, so finishing it off with the combat armor show off kind of stuff. Or actually, I guess the last bit of the contest was like the wedding section of it, which was very ship heavy. Lots of ships
Nalu
there.
confirmed.
Huge
Nalu
amount of
confirmed.
ships there.
Yes.
It was Nalu, it was Nali. I heard Dark Wolf say that before. It was like Natsu versus or Natsu and Lizana is Nali, I think. Nalu's Lucy, Natsu and Lucy. And then it was Gajil and Levy. Or yeah, Gajil was like in the arena with his tux, and Levy was sitting there like wanting to go with him, but like he's not or something like that. That was pretty funny too.
Has anyone noticed that Gajil was like 75% of the Fairy Tail fan base during fan service? I don't give a shit.
Well, Loxus was too. Loxus was like, "Oh, you're joining in too?" Like that was his reaction when Juvia jumped in.
Yeah, but my favorite thing is we're just skipping ahead. You can always go back, but I just want to point this out because I thought it was funny. After Mira went like that new form, and she had won in like one hit, Loxus said, "That's why you stay on her good side." Like even Loxus openly admitting, "I'm like, you scared, Loxus? You're worried about her or something? You're scared?"
I like how Jalal was like, okay. I'm like, understood. Like, I'm not going to mess with her. But yeah, the bet that they have was of course, fan service even more so than anything else was the loser had to post nude for the magazine. And that was, like, the bet. And, like, Mira did not want to lose.
So, obviously, this is the Fairy Tail anime's version of, I'm losing it, but I feel like that was such a trope that was kind of funny.
But I find it interesting, like, going back to what we were saying about Mira not wanting to battle and everything. She did not want to battle, but the moment that bet was in place...
yeah, it's just like, no, fuck that,
she was like,
going in.
Ultimate, like, ultimate form. Just gonna just wreck house. Oh my god,
That's right.
Like, I looked back at my reaction to that moment because I wanted to see it again, and I was like full on. I'm like, just you're gone. I'm like you're wrecked. Bye. Like there's no way you're gonna like survive her she devil form, she tree, that she is known by. Yeah, it's very very cool.
Yeah, I provided an interesting fact I discovered about that Cobra in the chat. It was actually I didn't even know personally. I just found out that what it's based off of, I guess, essentially.
Yeah. Crap, what was it?
It's right here. Prince Citri Ingoisha is a great prince of hell and reigns over 60 legions of demons, which fits so much with Mira's powers, it makes so much sense.
She's a she-devil, yeah. But yeah, so after that spontaneous ultimate fan service fight, we have the cliffhanger fight.
Yes, about betting your lives.
Yeah, betting their lives on the sword girl from Mermaid Heel versus the white cloak girl from Sabretooth. So we don't know what either of their magics are, but I'm guessing the sword girl has sword magic. Possibly.
Well, Cobra, let's play the theory/guess game. Okay. What do you think the opponent's magic is? They don't reveal either person's magic. So, you obviously are going with the sword girl having sword girl magic, apparently.
Sword magic. Yeah, something.
Sword girl
magic.
She carries the sword. She automatically uses sword magic.
I mean, she has a sword. It would probably be something along the lines of every time she slashes, it's sort of like, that'd be kind of cool if it's like Levy's in a way. Every time, or like, that one guy, from, the minion guy from, Grimoire Heart.
Grimoire.
That one sword guy that, like, made, runes.
Yeah,
and, like,
the dog guy.
Yeah. Probably like that, maybe. Like, she, like, draws something in the sky with her sword, and then, like, it just, like, activates.
Okay, so that's your opinion for whatever her face is. Did we get names this episode or no?
We might have, but I missed it.
Yeah, we did. It
was Kagura and Yukino. Yeah. So what do you think Yukino's power? She's the one that was wearing white, all white. Like,
I'm not
fully
sure.
white. Like,
there's literally nothing to base off of. She's literally just a girl in a cloak.
YOLO it! You only live once, man. YOLO!
Okay, so she's part of Sabretooth, which has nothing to do with what her power set is, but I'm just saying that just for clarity. She could have something underneath her cloak, like some kind of weapons, something, I don't know. But at the same time, it might not be weapons.
Is it bad that if you ever heard anyone say that right after a fan service episode, you wouldn't think an actual weapon? I don't know why, but you said she said underneath her cloak, and it's like, okay, fan service episode, best time to say that at. Best thing.
But yeah, so I'm not sure. I feel I feel at this point it's just like her style.
Okay, well, do you have any theories of how I mean, I guess we can't really, not, theory wouldn't be the right word, I guess guessing would be the better way to go, where we wouldn't be able to answer you because we don't feel like it, or for other reasons, but, do you have an idea do you have an idea of, because YOLO's sake, do you know who's gonna win? YOLO?
Oh, personally too? I don't know, because we don't know how strong either of them are.
That's why it's fun. That's why you guess. That's why it doesn't matter if you're wrong because you didn't know. I mean, it's not like you knew.
Here's probably a good idea for a guess. Let's put it in the fact that one's from Sabretooth and the other's from Mermaid Heel.
Yeah, that's true. Again,
but then it's kind of like
it would be way easier if we knew both their magics, so we have some kind of guess to kind of help out. I would probably go for the Cloak Girl because, of course, yeah, there are very strong members in all of their teams, or all their members are all strong. But I feel like, in a way, the Sword Girl is like really, like, I don't know. There's something about her. Like, she was the one that... No. Never mind. Okay, I thought the Sword Girl was the one that came up with the death thing, but that was the Cloak Girl. So never mind. I was trying to think if the Sword Girl was the one that said that, and then I was gonna say that the Sword Girl might have something up her sleeve to win, but she didn't come up with it. So never mind. Scratch that.
Actually, I don't think the Sword Girl even answered because I think it cliffhangered us before we even got a response to that bet.
Yeah, she didn't answer.
Yeah.
I mean, and if their bet, well, technically if she agrees to, we already know that both their bets are the same, which is their lives, but...
Yeah.
But, I personally think this jump from 0 to 100, we had a fan service fight like 5 minutes ago, and now we're jumping to betting our lives, like...
Okay, so all the bets so far, we had the secret bet. I'll tell you my secret if you're telling me your real name. We had that secret. Then we had, shoot, I'm writing down a list real quick. Okay, wait, Quattro Puppies, and, Night with Mira and Lazana. And then, the loser poses nude for the magazine, and then the next bet after that was the death bet or whatever. Loser dies. So yeah, it did escalate very quickly from secrets. It went secrets to sleeping with your sisters, or the other guy's sisters, whatever, to posing nude to dying. It jumped it jumped throughout the whole spectrum. So yeah, but yeah, it's interesting, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in that fight.
I mean,
I don't know.
Why do I feel like, personally, if this actually was my, oh man, I don't know why, but when they throw out fan service ideas like with bets like that, you'd think that Fairy Tail would do, like, the actual anime would do anything it can to make sure those bets become a reality with the way it sometimes is. You would think that even though technically whoever lost, it doesn't matter, it's a fan service moment regardless, I wouldn't put it past them. Oh my jeez. I don't want to talk about the sadness, man.
Well, like actually putting a nude thing.
No. Well, not like obviously they wouldn't. Like that's, I mean, obviously just saying like having like convenient cover-ups, I guess you could say. Like where someone's body is like standing in front of someone holding the magazine, and you only get a partial image of it.
Yeah, I mean they could do that, but they said next week in terms of like, you know, whatever next week's magazine. So. We're still kind of ways away.
Since the game's days go out in such a weird way. I mean, like, so did we confirm whether it's three episodes per day? Is that what we confirmed? Or not yet?
Well, this one seems to be 4 because we're still on the 1v1 of day 2. Yeah. We're like, I think this is the last battle of day 2.
So at the moment it's ranging between 3
so
to
we
4
had,
episodes per day.
Okay, so we had the game, we had Dog versus Raventail, or Lamia Scale versus Raventail. I said Dog because that's the guy. So that's 1, and then, or 2, I guess, two guilds. Elfman versus Quattro Puppy, that's 4. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, so I was saying Mira and Jenny is 2 more, so that's 6. Yeah. So yeah, this is the last 1v1 of the day. So this one might be 4 episodes a day. In a day, because last group was only 3 for the day.
I mean,
so.
I mean, let's be fair. We had quite a few fights, and I can understand them having a fan servicey fight, but man, I feel like I took up like 75% of the episode. That whole entire
it was the entire episode. There was nothing that happened other than that. It was Elfman resting in the thing, and then it cut right to Mira versus Jenny through the entire episode, and then it cut to near the end there, the next fight. Setting up the next fight kind of stuff.
You know what I just realized? Does anyone feel sad that our technically longest fight was a fan service fight?
Yeah,
but it wasn't a fight nonetheless. But it was like a contest in a way. And it didn't fight, but it was a contest.
Yeah, but it wasn't much of a fight. It was like one shot, like at the end. Like if Jenny had any hopes of winning during the photo, like during the poses part, she just lost everything at that fight part.
It would have been hilarious. It would have been hilarious if Jenny somehow pulled through, like on top, like she was becoming the winner. And then at the very end, Mira was like, "Let's put a bet in place. Let's fight and see who wins," kind of stuff. Like that would be hilarious. But yeah, the way it happened is like there was a draw, and it was a draw at the end, and then they were gonna do one more like contest thing. I don't know what the judges were planning on doing, but I liked the way it ended with the combat. Or no, that was the end result was to show their battle gear.
Yeah, only Mira went a step further. She showed it and then wrecked the opponent at the same time.
with the bet, or like adding to the bet even further.
When Mira shows out her transformations of armor, she likes to be a little flashier than just, "Hey, look at this." She likes to be like, "Hey, look at this. I'm gonna beat you now."
Yeah.
Basically, it's how it goes with her.
I freaking love the fire behind her when she turned into the.
Personally,
it's like a fire night behind her.
It kind of, even though she doesn't say it, like what you said, right, is kind of implied, Cobra, how like she doesn't transform into like a battle-ready stance transformation until the bet is made. It's just like, nah, me and my bikini is as low as I'll go for Sorcerer Weekly. Obviously, I'm gonna beat you now.
Yeah, it's like once that bet was in place, the moment they're like, "All right, you're gonna be nude," she's like, "Nope." Full out, going all out. Not gonna do that. She has too much integrity to go nude. But yeah, it was very, very cool to see C-Tree. And I can't wait I hope we get to see more. Maybe another 1v1 battle in the future, or if she's gonna. Well, I mean, she hasn't been into a contest yet, so she could technically be in one of the battle contests. If there's gonna be a battle contest, I don't know yet. All the games seem pretty random at this point. We had the hidden game, and then we had the chariots, were like a race, which had fighting in it, but
which wasn't much of a race. Which was because like the 3 people we were the people we were rooting for, if anyone, were at the back with Sting, getting motion sickness, and the thing was. Originally, Sting was funny enough when you found out that, wait, does Sting have the same thing as them? And why is Gajil doing it too? And they're like, I wonder if Loxus has it in 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds after you said that. Mary's like, I wonder if I wonder if Loxus suffers from the same thing. Loxus like, don't ever let Natsu know.
Yeah,
like,
and then
wait,
just
what?
immediately after that, or like not maybe immediately, but a little bit after that, we heard that from the same thing from Rogue, like saying the same thing. But yeah, it was all in all. It seems pretty random in the sense of the games. I mean, even at the beginning of the tournament, when they were in the labyrinth, or no, not the labyrinth. They were at the start of the first day, they said all the games are based around fan ideas. Like, I wonder if they're talking about like fans, like IRL, like real life, like, you know, you and I fans, or in the show fans, like the you know, audience.
I think they mean show fans.
Yeah.
But then, Mashima might have gotten suggestions outside.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, they, like I said, they seem pretty random in a sense, and they're not really like all combat. But I do like the way how this tournament is kind of set up. There's like, you know, a game with all the guilds fighting each other, and then 1v1 contests afterwards to finish off the day. I really, really like that. That's very, very cool. The way that Ruby does it, it's just like, you know, battle. You know, one team versus one team, battle, go for it. That's it. There's no like big contest thing, which is fine. It works for the show. But yeah, so that's all we have for these 6 episodes, and we're already an hour and 5 minutes. So I think this is a great place to stop, because I don't think there's anywhere else to go from here.
So by the way, should we say our classic thing of one like equals one each year? One like equals one each year. Yes.
Last I remember, there were 60 each years last time. So.
60.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You better start grabbing them Ichiya posters, the fan arts, anything you can find of Ichiya, and putting them on your wall. God, be true to the fans that support you, Cobra.
I don't know how you could fit 60 Ichiya posters on your wall, but good luck.
Does anyone know that he would never be able to sleep at night if he did that? Every day he'd open his eyes and say, he just, for some reason, it gets to the point where you start hearing, man.
It would be hell.
Quickly realizes it's just
wake up with nightmares. It's like, ah! Just like, get up out of the bed.
And then you wake up seeing his face again, and it's like, man.
Man.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was like hallucinating. The posters start talking to me and everything. But yeah, so I have no predictions whatsoever. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Cloak Girl might win, but other than that, I don't know what day 3 has in store. Again, because there's no hints, because it's all random or it's all hidden until the very moment they start the game. So,
it's a good concept. At least it keeps everyone guessing, I guess.
That's true.
But as long as they don't have another photo op.
Oh yeah.
Face off.
Well, seeing how those Mary Jane and Jenny were both
from a Sorcerer Weekly photo
models.
Well, I guess it made sense. Yeah, it was an appropriate fight, but at the same time, 15 minutes of posing in like glasses and.
That's fine.
Why did they have Wendy in there? I still want to talk about that. Why was she down there?
Why was everybody down there?
They were catering for Justin when they added Wendy.
Hey,
Chris had no idea.
Hey, I resent that statement. I'll have you know, I don't have an affinity for lollies. Mare is all I need.
But I liked how the announcer, the old guy, how he put it. He was like, all of this is a bit unorthodox, but unless we don't want to riot on our hands, we're gonna let it go. Like,
yeah, and he even said it was fan service.
Yeah. Well, the other guy did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was basically saying if they stopped with this, like the fan service, like everyone jumping down to join in, if they stopped that, they would have a riot on their hands because all the fans and the stands.
All the guys were like, oh. But does anyone realize that the Fairy Tail fan base, in terms of in the show, the fans in the crowd, the men in there, kind of like are the exact opposite of a good portion of the real Fairy Tail fan base who hate fan service. I love how they're opposites. It kind of just reminds me of things. I'm like,
I don't know. I always hate it when people like in like shows like this, they full on like just curb stomp somebody into the ground, and then like later on they're like, "Oh, you're my favorite fan." Kind of, it's to me it sucks. Like,
it's cringe.
Yeah, it's such a weird like thing to happen, but it happens in the show constantly.
Personally, I don't mind fan service as long as it's justified. And this way, because they were both from Sorcerer Weekly, and that's what Sorcerer Weekly basically is with those pictures, I personally didn't mind it, except for the people around. The people around the outer that shouldn't have even came in. I don't know why they were there, because that was unneeded, personally.
Well, what I was saying was the people who started rooting for Fairy Tail after Natsu gave his like big speech.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
those
they put him down
kind of people,
the entire Magic Games until he said that epic speech, and then came in the third before third or second
and
before
then,
last.
And then Elfman won, and more people started rooting for him and everything. It's just like,
it's such my trust back, bastard.
It's such a weird thing. Like it happened back in Edalus, the cat race and everything. Like they started like beating the crap out of Wendy and Carla. With rocks and everything, and then a moment later, they're like, "Well, help you! You're our friends now." It's like, God damn it! Like it's such a weird thing. I don't think there's probably a term for it that I'm not even thinking of, but I can't even explain how weird
it's called
it is.
Anime cliches.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I think that's the good place to put it for today. We'll probably do another one Monday if people are around. Hopefully stuff happens Monday in the 3 episodes we watch to talk about, and then Wednesday and Friday, of course. So yeah.
Yeah. Bye, guys, and one like equals one each year.
One like one each year.
Thank you, Richard, for joining us, even though you're in chat. But thank you for joining us and pitching in here and there. Thanks to Justin and Relulu for Relululululu.
Don't even try.
Relu for joining us.
The name that was meant to be butchered. That's what we'll call him. The name that was meant.
Well, I can stick in the other 32 Lus, and you can have fun going for that.
Yeah. So thanks to joining us for this time. Like I said in the previous episodes and stuff, the number of people joining will fluctuate. It might be 1, it might be 2, it might just be me sometimes. I don't know.
That would be bad.
Yeah, hopefully I can get some people in, because me just talking to myself, I don't think would be entertaining enough.
Awesome.
Cobra,
I
will always be there for you.
You're never alone.
So yeah,
give me the one man.
one-man discussion. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Tune in Monday for discussions. Then hopefully we do a discussion Wednesday or Monday. I mean, if we don't do it Monday, then we'll do it Wednesday. So tune in either one of those days, and just tune in and see what we come to do. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.